This content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
Oh, no.
We return to our planet. The High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings, welcome to SeptumSin versus the World. I'm SeptumSin. Today we are going to talk about more of my pickup backlog. Of course, as many of you know, I have a large pickup backlog that I haven't shown off on the channel, and that has added up over the years to come up with what we have today. So let's go ahead and talk about these. The first of these is, and this is for the letter U. First, these is Uzumaki. Now, Uzumaki is a horror creator, and again, I don't really consider anime horror to be scary. But what anime horror can be is disturbing, and Uzumaki knows how to do the disturbing quite well. It's a 4-episode series. There's a lot of different ones that he has, and this is one of them. And of course, we also have the live-action Uzumaki that Discotheque actually took out. I don't even know if this is still in print, but I am glad to have it because I imagine that that one would be very creepy and scary. Back on the Animu front, we have Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, Season 2. Now, this was the waifu of the week for a while. I mean, everybody wanted her for I could say 2 reasons, particularly. Let's see if I can get it to focus on her. Focus. There you go. And it's about this guy who just wants to stick to himself. He's an introvert. Uzaki wants to help him come out of his shell, so to speak. So that's the 2nd season of that series. I need to see it one day. These waifu series, and they really become waifus of the week, I guess, because every new season of anime has a waifu that everybody really wants, and they forget the previous waifu and they move on to the new waifu. And she was one of those for a while. So this one's an upgrade. Upgraded to Up in Smoke on Blu-ray from DVD. This is Cheech and Chong's first movie. They are the original Stoners. If you looked at my What I'm Selling update, the original DVD I had is on that now. It's on my eBay page, linked below. Still, I'm glad to get this up to date. This is one of my favorite movies, something I definitely go with my father. So this one is an interesting one, a documentary called Unprecedented, the 2000 presidential election featuring Danny Glover. This is interesting, especially in this day and age when everybody talks about fake elections, all this stuff. This is one of those cases where it was too close to call. Florida was not. For those of you who are young, Florida used to not be a die-hard red state. It used to be a purple state. It was a potential swing state. It could go either way. And in 2000, you had milquetoast versus idiot. And the Supreme Court kind of came down with that decision. Now, this is one of the first times we've seen the Supreme Court actually decide an election for us, and an election that was so close to call that it was literally the state that decided it. It was a very interesting piece of American history. I'm still not certain what to think of it. That one I inherited from my father. My father was big into politics. This one comes down on the left side of the aisle. So for those of you who are on the right, who look at, most of that as fake news, so to speak, well, I can't really do much for you on it. So this next one is considered Unmasked Part 25, which is a Vinegar Syndrome release. It looks very interesting. Jackson is your run-of-the-mill hockey mask-wearing psychotic killer. Hideously deformed, he spends this time stalking and brutally murdering oversexed young people in a variety of nasty methods. But then he meets Shelley, a young blind woman who appreciates him as a person. Finding himself falling in love for the first time, Jackson decides that it might be time to finally hang up the cutlery and settle into a happy little domestic relationship. But can he really overcome his bloodthirsty impulses? So this looks like a very entertaining, comedic romp. So, next up, Unlimited Psychic Squad. A Sentai one I got pretty cheaply. You don't have to be a psychic to know that Hayabu Kyosuke is trouble waiting to happen. But having psychic powers of your own may be your only chance if you want to stand against him. With the most powerful espers on the planet, Hayabu's incredible range of abilities extends as far as controlling his own aging process, and the potential strength of his talents combined is so terrifying that he wears a device that limits the user, except in cases of extreme emergency. The time is coming, however, when Hayabu will need to unleash everything he has. So, I don't know. I've never seen it. I've heard of it. My curiosity is piqued. So, I had to get this because this is a classic. There are some Jean-Claude Van Damme classics I do like. I like to have them on Blu-ray. So, this is one of those that I debated, because it's always been a debate, which is him and Dolph Lundgren in Universal Soldier. So he's about these dead soldiers that are brought back to life as cyborgs, and Jean-Claude Van Damme kind of starts to remember his past and who he was, and Dolph Lundgren also seems to remember this, and they become enemies with each other, and it's alright. It's an alright sci-fi film. So this is one I got because I saw it on one of these YouTubers, and that was Unicorn Wars. I like the cutesy, disturbing genre, and it's about these little cat things that are fighting with the unicorns in this war, and apparently it is bears, little teddy bears fighting unicorns, and it is a very disturbing piece of work from what I've seen, and not everything is as it seems. So I don't know. Sometimes the disturbing cutesy genre just really appeals to me, so I'm very curious. Alright, so Unfriended has a sequel called Unfriended Dark Web. This one has multiple alternate endings. It has a very, is much more disturbing than the original Unfriended. I liked Unfriended more than this one. This is one I need to watch again before I decide whether I want to keep it in my collection or not. It's definitely on the edge. So another one that I can say I am keeping in my collection is Unearthed, Phil Herman movie. I want to say I'm actually in one of these. Yeah, Look Towards the Sky. I'm in that one. So I will be keeping that one. It's a decent one. There is a review on the channel of this anthology feature. The Gravedigger guy is really good, and his part, I thought it was well done in that way. Alright, another one which is an untrue tale, but curiosity goes, which is Under the Rainbow, which is a dramatization of the conditions that were in the filming of Wizard of Oz and the people who played the Munchkins. Apparently a lot of this is false and slanderous and not a really good thing, but it is a piece of history, and knowing it, I think it should, like anything, it should be preserved, knowing that yes, this stuff is untrue. Speaking of one that's there is Uncle Tom's Cabin. This is the original 1927 film that is based off of the tales. It is one that also some people would say needs to be destroyed, but I think that history should be preserved in that way, knowing how flawed it is. If you understand the flaws, you can learn from it and not repeat it. Now, Nicolas Cage is another one of those that's very interesting, and he did a slew of movies later on in life that's very intriguing, and that is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. This is the 4K edition of that. This has a lot of nice special features to it. This is very entertaining. I love how he plays against himself in this, and he plays himself, really. And his kind of desperate need to do whatever he can for for money. And I do like this. I do think that it's well worth your watch if you haven't watched it. Nicolas Cage is an amazing actor. It's sad to see that sometimes his talent is wasted. So, another one that I saw in preview but I haven't seen in total is Ungo, which I picked up from Sentai for very cheap because they tried to get rid of all their DVDs. This is more of a detective story. I don't know a lot about this. I know that it has disturbing natures to it, and I know that it is fairly good action-wise. If any of you know more about it, please let me know. So this one I got mainly because it says Monogatari on it, even though it has nothing to do with the Monogatari series. That is Umi Monogatari. Now, let's see here. Who could have thought simple ring could cause so much trouble? Marin and Oren are sea folk, people who live in a peaceful underwater world surrounded by bright fish and colorful coral. But one day, a beautiful ring falls from the sky, that dangerous place above the water. The two girls decide to return the lovely trinket to its owner. While the surface world holds amazing wonders for the pair, it also hides great darkness, a darkness that Oren accidentally unleashes when she opens the stone box at the local shrine. Now it's up to Marin, Oren, and the new friend, Canon, to set things right again before that darkness swallows the entire world. So very interesting. There it is. Okay. So one that I have not seen, and I'm not sure whether I'll enjoy it or not, but this is Ultimate Muscle. This has all 77 episodes. Discotheque Eastern Star, they did a great job of trying to restore and keep things in print. I collected all the Muscle Men, which a lot of these are based off of, so that's where my interest is in this. I'm not sure. It looks entertaining, if anything. The one I know is entertaining also is the cartoon Ultimate Avengers. This is the collection, has both movies. Ultimate Avengers is not related to the actual live-action Disney films, but it does have a lot of coolness to it. I do really enjoy it, and it is a fun overall animated series, especially if you like superhero stuff. If you like the Avengers, you'll like those too. Well, that's been everything for the letter U, and of course we will have more as we go backwards in the collection. We're at T. That's going to be a long one. But we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
SeptumSin versus the world. It's that place for all the boys and girls. You'll feel real safe, you'll feel real warm. It's a cozy place to ride out the storm. SeptumSin. SeptumSin and his best boy Jake see the trends that scare us every day. Physical media is going to the side. Doctor streaming will rule the world.